Well, there is OBS being OBS and changing things for some unknown reason. Well, there is OBS. Oh, OBS, why you gotta be useless sometimes? Probably can't hear anything else. Where is it? Here, that should give me desktop audio. Excellent. Well, happy Sunday. I'll repeat all of that. Happy Sunday. Yeah. So happy Sunday. We're here on our epic cross country of the U.S. It's hard to believe that a few weeks ago that we started off in Michigan. And now we're all the way here in Utah. So I hope everyone is well. Today's flight is going to be a bit of a shorter one comparatively. Next week's is going to be a bit longer, just given the nature of how the legs got broken up for this trip out. So it's going to be rather interesting. So we'll start off with the chat now that y'all can hear me. We've got Allison Johnson here. Draco's in. Nighty Night Owl with the 3-month streak at a tier 1 sub. Many thanks, Nighty Night Owl. And Two-Tone Murphy with the host. Wayland Yutani, guten Abend, mein Freund. Nighty Night Owl, good evening, and the rest of the stuttering pilots. So, yes. Two-Tone Murphy with the 5 tier 1 sub gift to the community. Many thanks, my dude. They're going out to Brad Sam 67, Kevin 601959, Blackheart 46R, Western Operators, and Severo 1848. Many thanks, my dude. Catbat 9's in. Chilled Corky's here. Good evening to you both. We've got Nighty Night Owl. We've got Allison and Draco again. Twitch didn't give an alert. Interesting. Wayland, yeah, we're at OGD East USA. It's a reasonable sized airport. Chilled Quirky is right behind 99, or right behind Allison. Allison Johnson with the host. Many thanks. Bot is here. Good to see you. This is where I appear to have been muted because, you know, OBS is OBS. Two-Tone Murphy's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. You tried, Murph, but I kept rolling. Shuffle Shoes is in. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm doing well. Wombat 49 is here. Good to see you. Papa Joe B and Goblin Zeus are both in. Good to see everyone today. So we're going to have a great flight here from Utah into Nevada. As Catbat9 with the 5 tier 1 gift subs to the community, going out to Johnny Be Good Tonight. Love the name, great song. G-Funk 666, Espen 74, Wolf to Fear, and Swamp Dragon 111. You all are a bunch of legends. I tip my cup of orange juice to you, because I decided my body needed a bit more vitamin C. So, and calcium. It's orange juice with calcium. Good stuff. So, we're here in the default livery 172, as much as to my disappointment, because as not to cause me that guy, as it were, to cause the stutters, I'm using the default livery. I do suggest you use default liveries as well, as to not cause stutters for other folks. And it genuinely pains me to not be using my normal livery for this. But it is what it is. But we're here, and the sunrise is going to be absolutely epic. No worries, Allison. The fact that you guys are here and watching the streams is more than enough for me. I'm continuously humbled by all of you and your generosity towards me. It's been a heck of a ride. So no worries there. So our in-sim time and weather settings, we're running live weather. Oh dear, I've gone and pressed a button. Roughly 6:30 in the morning. Sim time. Just that, so I don't have to hear in the background. So yeah, it's going to be pretty darn epic. Looks like we got a bear in there. Got a 172. Got a bunch of folks on the rampage. So we're going to get in the cockpit. Gonna hit our things. Master switch, beacon on, mixture, and for the sake of it, the prop lever, even though this doesn't have a prop control. Mixture goes forward, fuel shut off. Actually, we bring mixture back. We're going to set trim for takeoff. We're going to crack the throttle. Mags to both. Clear prop. It's a good engine start. Nav lights on. Taxi lights on. Because it is a little dark. Avionics coming to life. That are... Gonna make sure we're monitoring COM 2. So on COM 1, we're going to set to Unicom, which is 122.8, because currently there's no ATC coverage over our area. Kozaki joined up with you later, simming down in Fort Lauderdale. No worries, Kozaki. Waylon says tally ho. Okay, so we've got the engine start. We've got that going. We're going to go ahead over to vPilot. Close that from... We're going to connect to the network. BRNSE 172. Just a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Alright. Roger that. Very strange stutters. The only name I see flashing is you. I'm in... Goblin, what version of the sim do you have? And what... Are you doing this... Yeah, are you doing the G1000 or the Steam Gauge? Gotcha. Well, that's going to be the cause of it then. Because if you don't have the Steam Gauge one, it's going to cause stutters, which means I either have to get out and use the G1000, which I'm not very familiar with, which is probably what I'm going to have to do. Because I hate the G1000. I hate it with a passion. Hate it with an absolute passion. You changing plane isn't going to matter, unfortunately. because it's just gonna cause problems anyway. It's gonna be on me. Broncos in. See, the problem is it's not you that's the problem. It's me, but I have to be in a 172 for this flight because that's the point of this whole bloody trip. Kaharia is in. Good to see you. So, Goblin, like I said, it's not you, it's me. I'm causing the problems because you don't have the Steam Gauge 172. You don't change. If Asoba would get off their duff and actually fix this, it wouldn't be a problem. Frustrated right at the minute. But the problem is, Goblin, it's not you that's causing the problem. It is me. It is anybody in a Steam Gauge 172 because you don't have it. That's going to cause the stutters. That's the problem. You aren't causing the problem. It's those of us in something non-standard. So you changing airplanes is going to change nothing. So I have to get out and change into it. You're not listening. Definitely not listening, Goblin. This wouldn't be an issue if Asoba would just fix it. Goblin, if you were listening, you'd have heard me say that it's not you causing the problem, so you changing planes isn't going to change anything. I wasn't having any issues. I was causing the issues. Well, it's a little late for that anyway, because it's just going to cause problems in general, so I'm just switching. Ironically, it's probably because you do have my normal livery. Well, it's sad that Asobo hasn't fixed the problems with the sim yet.
TOS system test. Okay.
Oh, shut it, Linda. I've not had the stutters in Join FS, so I disagree. All right. Get this show on the road because we're already cutting it close on time with VATSIM. Yep. Hate the G1000 with a passion. So COM 1 goes to 122.8, which is VATSIM Unicom. COM 2 goes to 125.55 for ATIS.
Airport information Golf 12.
Super Typhoon is in. Typhon. Winds are 328. So we're going to want runway 35. I'm not buying cloudage.
Altimeter 29.72. Visual runway 21 in use. Landing and departing runway 21. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Golf. Ogden Airport information Golf 1200 Zulu. Wind 328 at 10. Visibility 10.
Okay, we'll turn that off for right now. Well, I am going VOR to VOR, but I do end up using the autopilot for the streams. So we're going to taxi our way down to runway 35 for departure. So I did need to change the CDI regardless so that the AP would pick it up. Well, there's other modes that would work, but for the sake of it. Okay, we want to make a left turn here. Yeah, it's also because I changed aircraft, Goblin. You probably didn't have them before because I was running my livery, and you probably have that. But now that I'm not, you don't have the steam gauge 172. All right, so we need to get back to the right, figure out what we're doing. Okay, flight directors on altitude mode. We want 8,500. Vertical speed 300 feet a minute. Ogden area traffic, Cessna 6947 Echo, taking off runway 35 for departure to the west at Ogden. Start taking off. No, you want to take off. There you go. Positive rate, gear up. Altitude density is a struggle. Yeah, it really is. That, and I didn't actually set my trim properly for takeoff this time. Alright. I'd say we're about 300 feet. Flaps are coming up. I'll go ahead and activate. Hello, sun. Autopilot engaged. Look at that. Coming right up between the mountains. Nah. Turbochargers take all the fun out of it. It's blitzy, duh. Yes, it is. The weather, I was kind of worried last night because I tried to do the flight in VR, real-time, real weather, and it was looking a little iffy, but it cleared up throughout the day, which is nice. Oh, for sure. But where's the fun in that? Something I got 4 CD. Everyone wanted to update. Yeah, I haven't touched Windows Update since issues were had and things got installed, and I decided that I'm not touching Windows Update for a minute. And I had one FSEXE crash last night when I was in VR, which is odd. Here's G Slayer. So we're outside the airspace of there. Where are we on flight events? And why are we not on this there? So we're hitting the Ogden VOR now. Ogden area traffic, Cessna 6947 Echo is exiting the airspace to the west. From Ogden, have a good day. So we're using the flight events just to kind of give me a moving map of the VFR charts, which is rather handy. After I tested it, it was okay. Well, that's good. Kazaki, it was storming here last night, cleared today. Oh, nice. Draco had a CTD exiting FS last night. It was an EXC, but I was pushing buttons with the GPU driver. Yeah, I've had a couple runtime issues, but some of them were I was pressing too many buttons, had too many open windows in Chrome, and it was during a Murph stream and had a CTD. I was just like, well, that was my fault. I was pressing too many buttons.
Salt Lake City traffic, Delta 1032, Boeing 757-200, descending on the North 6 arrival, expecting ILS runway 34.
I was trying to track FPS using Adrenaline and that. Yeah, I did the minimal install when I updated the GPU drivers, so I don't have any of the performance tweaks in the Adrenaline software. kind of glad for it. I think it's caused a lot fewer issues not having the AMD bloatware installed. It's one less thing that can go wrong, you know. You know, doing that just like I used to. I just like to use it for color saturation. That's fair. Alright, let's make sure everything's going smoothly. Checking on everything. Oh, so we got a 757 from Delta Airlines, flight 1032. Looks like he's inbound to Salt Lake. We'll be out of this guy's way. He's going to be out beyond your ways. But we can't see him, so there's Draco. It really is Viper Strike. Thinking about doing that. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Cruise altitude is going to be 8,500. With the flight path that we have, it's going to be we're gonna be clear of everything we need to be clear of. Plans is planes for most of my flight. I was watching Heathrow live on Big Check TV. Nice. Ooh, speaking of that, our friend in the 7.5 should be passing over us any time very soon on his way to... Funny, I don't see his lights though. Could be slightly behind us, and let's see, his altitude is 15,000 feet still. Oh well. It really is, Allison. Now, last time we were here in Salt Lake with the Fireflies, it was with Murph in Spitfires, I do believe. Yeah, he's in a 7.5. He's just blasting away. Roger. Check this. So we're about to be over the Promontory Mountains, and this will be Promontory Point that we'll be over. So this is it. This is Promontory Point. Up to our north here is Bear River Bay. And it's all part of the Great Salt Lake. So it's the largest, I think it's the largest inland body of salt water. Don't quote me on that, other than say that I think it is. I could very easily be wrong. It really is. 250 knots or under until 10,000. Or is that at Heathrow? Or is that at... That didn't sound... I thought it was 250 or under 10. I really need to shave. We're getting close to cruise altitude. About 500 feet to go. Let's see. CFR point 91.117 aircraft speed, section A. Unless otherwise authorized by the administrator, no person may operate an aircraft below 10,000 feet MSL at an indicated airspeed of more than 250 knots or 288 miles per hour. As per the U.S. FARs. Part B, unless otherwise authorized or required by ATC, no person may operate an aircraft at or below 2,500 feet above the surface within 4 nautical miles of the primary or airport of a Class C or Class D airspace area at an intended airspeed of more than 200 knots or 230 miles per hour. This paragraph B does not apply to any operations within a Class B airspace area. Such operations shall comply with paragraph A of this section. Paragraph C, no person may operate an aircraft in the airspace underlying a Class B airspace area designated for an airport or in a VFR corridor designated through such a Class B airspace area at an indicated airspeed of more than 200 knots. Paragraph D. I know this is scintillating stuff. If the minimum safe airspeed for any particular operation is greater than the maximum speed prescribed in this section, the aircraft may be operated at that minimum speed. Which I believe paragraph D only really applies to military fighter type aircraft. As military aircraft, fighter aircraft like an F-15 or an F-16 or what have you, aren't meant to operate at slower speeds. And you might not think 250 knots is a slow speed, but even at 250 knots, they have such a high angle of attack where they can't see over the nose real well, so they lose a lot of visibility. It might be able to fly there, but such angle of attack causes an unsafe condition for, just being able to see in front. So they get the allowance to fly at faster airspeeds because honestly it's safer. Hello, tail. Maybe unintentionally. Oh, I'm looking for gauges and I'm not seeing the ones that I'm used to. We'll get it to 2,500 RPM. This live weather I take, yeah, 100% 99 hour. There are zones in front, restricted danger. Do you know why? Restricted airspace is airspace that we can't fly over at all. There's an MOA, the Lucent B and E MOA, which have active hours. Those are a military operations area. That's just something that they have certain restrictions on altitude and even time. As to whether or not they're active. If they're active, we have to stay out of that airspace. Otherwise, if it's inactive, we can still fly through it. Mixture is at 40%. Yeah. So, if I'm looking at the VFR chart, you know, down to our south is a straight up restricted airspace, so we cannot fly in there at all, outside of potential airspace dimensions. Flying Dutchman is in. Good to see you, my dude. Hope you're well. We're just flying over the Great Salt Lake from Ogden out to Elko, Nevada. That's it. I think that's Hill Air Force. That wouldn't surprise me. So once we, it won't take long for us to get through the Lucin, or the Lucin, Lucin, Bravo and Echo MOAs. But we won't be able to fly south at all, because that's all military airspace. Doing good. I'm doing alright. Trying to watch the Geico 500 from the UK. It's a nightmare, I bet. Always a crazy race at Talladega. South of Hill is Wendover Air Force Base range. Things go boom. Usually. It's always wild and crazy at Tally. Go ahead. There goes my orange juice for the day. Oh no, poor Logano. Is he okay? As long as he's okay, it's fine. On my map, I find things like Ordnance Depot and Target in that zone to the south. Yeah, that's probably block someone doing. Yeah, probably. As long as he's fine, then I don't feel bad for the Logano at all. Just for you guys, was watching the map in the cockpit. No worries. Yeah. Katie UK is in. Hello, hello. Hope you're well. Caught a little bit of your stream earlier today, and well done. Roger that, Flying Dutchman. I'll have to catch it after the stream. So we're flying here with the Fireflies. Pardon me. Montello, Juniper. So yeah, there's actually a Juniper Ranch Airfield just after we, or shortly after we turn at the LCU, the Lucent Vortac. So there's actually a couple of private airfields. One's right near a ranch. There's a microwave station nearby. So those are always fun. Nah, you're fine, Katie UK. You did well. The GTN 750 is marvelous integrated. Yeah, it's really nice if you, and it'd be really handy in VR. Waylon, no. Someone on FlightSim.to had made some sort of thing where you could get the GTN 750 interface in the GNS 530. That's a small screen. As Katie UK with the follow. Many thanks. Do really appreciate that. What's really funny, kind of funny about the restricted airspace we're flying past, it's almost shaped like a coffin on the VFR chart. It's kind of funny. Microwave station, get off your popcorn. Get out your popcorn, get out your front microwavable pizzas, get out your pizza rolls. That sounds like snack heaven. So we're gonna be somewhat close to Wendover. What's the weather at Wendover? 120.55. 25. Frozen burrito time. Aw, yeah. You can never get the center of those warm. I don't believe any of these cloud reports. 2972? Well, that's good. Good enough for us. Turn that off. Nice. Yeah, the Bravo, it looks nice, but with my desk setup, unless they made like some sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, some sort of flat thing to go on top of it for like a mouse, I have no room for it. Not to mention that they're hard to get anyway. A lot of fireflies out here today with us. I don't recall filing my flight plan. They shot off a monastery that will fit to the Bravo, but no news on what that about it. Aha. But honestly, if I recall, that one kind of did an under thing, or was it an over thing? Because I'd want an over thing. Yeah. Like, if something could use the screws that are up here to have it sit on top, that's how I'd want it. There is that too, Dennis. Not exactly the most cost-effective way to do it, but it would work. So what's nice is our true airspeed is much higher than our indicated. So our true airspeed is about 118 knots. So we're actually cooking pretty well. And our ground speed is a little bit better than that at 122 knots. So that's pretty nice. Draco, I'm gonna have to send you a picture of my setup, especially when it's at full capacity when I'm streaming. It's kind of ridiculous. Sometimes I feel like NASA. I have 3 active screens with the potential for a 4th, because I've got my 2 main monitors here, Flight Sim's over here, OBS is over here. I have Chrome and other stuff on my laptop showing over here, and then my laptop screen's down here. It's kind of ridiculous. I used to have a sheet that would go in front of here, but I kind of sacrificed a couple of parts from that. It's a clothes rack. For that to make this one a bit wider. I'd probably just make something out of wood or something. My entire sim rig is wood. Works fine. I've got a racing rig kind of like that. Well, see, having the other sheet here is kind of it's an insulator, so it actually kind of makes it warm in the cooler months. Because, my PC is right over here on a desk, so the heat kind of gets trapped in this area, so it's like my own little space. In fact, on my birthday, my dad called it a safe space. So I was like, no, I'm streaming. It's my thing, so people can't see the disaster that is my room. And that's what I spent most of the day during the day on Saturday, yesterday was Saturday, right? Been neglecting a lot of cleaning in my place, and I live by myself, so getting the motivation to clean is kind of meh. I'll get around to it, and then it gets to the point of, oh no, I shouldn't have gotten around to it. I should have just done it. My life would have been so much easier. But no, I can't do it the easy way, or it wouldn't be me. So I spent the day doing a lot of around the house chores and making my living space a little more bearable. I still have quite a bit to do. So you may not see me as active with the Two-Tone Murphy streams for a little bit, at least in chat, just because I've got to rebalance my life out a little bit and get some responsible adult things done that really need to get done. If I want to race it, just I had it set up kind of like that before. I need to re-engineer my racing rig. The downside to using wood is it can get really, really heavy really, really quickly. Then I kind of want to get it raised up. I'd love to put it on wheels. the responsibility is very. I mean, I could stream my boring, responsible adult things, but I don't think anybody would tune in. But they got to get done. I'm 36. I should know better. So we're going to be, or I'm going to be doing that a little bit more, just because I need to get some stuff done. Need to reorganize. I have 2 dressers for clothes, not to mention a couple of wardrobes, and I've got clothes kind of everywhere. I should probably use the things at my disposal, you know, that were designed to hold clothes. There is that, Allison. I remember a while back someone had thought they turned off their stream and didn't, and went to bed on stream and just left it on all night. That was kind of funny. I am just a youngin' compared to, you know, a lot of people, but at the same time, if I don't learn now, if I haven't learned by now, I need to learn before, you know, I reach my dad's age. I'm more into irresponsible adult things. That's a fair point. Aileron's Into the Wind is here. Was what you? Hope you're well, my dude. I got nobody on VATSIM nearby showing on Volanta. Oh, VATSIM stream. No, this was years ago. I don't remember who it was. I only heard about it after the fact. But this was years ago. A co-worker of mine had a drunk stream and forgot about it one Saturday. Oh dear. Hey, look at this embarrassing thing that I did that I forgot that I done. For the nameplate mod into Discord, try. Give me a moment. Alright, so duty-free downloads, freeware utilities, bam, and posted on my Discord. Leaving stream. Oh. Yeah, no, this time it wasn't you. It was somebody else. I just can't remember. We made sure you remember. Of course, that's how you help your friends out. You can't let them, you know, forget that. There's that streamer convinced his followers and subs that he was severely disabled. Then midstream one day, he thought he had turned his camera off but hadn't stood up from his wheelchair. Whoops. Today, in a lesson of how not to con people out of their money. Tonight at 11. Yeesh. Yeah, no bueno. That's not good. That's bad. Oh, that's... See, if I'm going to be forgetful of stuff when it comes to streaming, I'm glad I forgot to unmute my mic, or I didn't feel like turning on my camera. I'm trying to, you know, convince people I'm one thing and then, you know, commit fraud. Let's see. It always comes to get that be a Gigna. He was disabled, but nowhere near as bad as he had. That's still fraud, though. I mean, you're taking money, convincing people that your situation's much worse than it is. That's even if it's not considered legal fraud, that's still lying. That's just wrong. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, ailerons. Exactly. If he wasn't before, he was then. And Esteve with the follow. Many thanks. Oh, karma always finds a way. How you doing, Esteve? Hope you're well. Welcome to, I think we're still in Utah. We're right on the edge of Utah. Flying in an MOA over a restricted airspace, coming up on the Lucian Vortac. Nice. I'm doing well. We're here with the Fireflies and flying, and that's always a good day. We're on our way to Elko, Nevada. As was this part 5 of our epic U.S. cross country. So I done need to do a thing. Go to. See, I think he had a curved spine, which you could see as he walked away, but he let it... Not so much in the formation sense. We have some formation flying going on, but it is a group flight. I am. She's got him locked away, and Julian the Bravo sounding like Murph doing Dr. Evil. Excellent. Excellent, Smithers. Well, I'm leading the flight anyway. Look at all. I know you don't have to. That's the point, ailerons. You're welcome. The not having to is the whole point of doing the giftage, because it's nice. So yeah, there's a big landing challenge on the Two-Tone Murphy Discord, sponsored by Ailerons Into the Wind, and Viper Strike has been working very, very hard. He caught the lead, lost the lead, and worked very, very hard to get it back. So, well done. Ooh, pardon me. Gosh. Carbonation does interesting things. doesn't it? So everything there is good. It's an XCOM, it's a happy little airplane. Yeah. I don't know. It means that I'm drinking it or eating something. That's a pretty great experience. I think of that explanation as, kudos and well done to the chef or the people that mix the carbonated beverage. Unless it's through the nose, out through the nose, then it gets kind of iffy then. When I win the lotto, I'm buying everyone an Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta one day. It's a Bob Ross airplane, Happy Little Cub. Here we have a happy little cub. He's just glad to be here. Rumor has the angle of landing flare at the start of a competition was 12 degrees, nose up. The land damage due to Viper Strike at the AOA is now -5. Notre Dame said the new challenge announced not easy. I've not yet. I don't think I've done a single landing challenge in the sim, to be honest. I don't think I've done a single one. I tried doing the flight lessons at one point in time, but that was when I was using the 152 mod, and it wasn't compatible. I always kind of wanted to go back and never got around to it. I just tried 10 times. Nice. Made a lot of this landing challenge quite fun. Awesome. So yeah, the C-152, there's a community mod for it, and I guess it does some neat things, but it made it incompatible with the in-sim flight lessons, which is really unfortunate. So I never went through the lessons. Ailerons is back into running Rex weather. How's it look, my friend? Kozaki got 1.3 million at Sedona. Nice. So we've made our first turn. We've hit the Lucian VOR, or I think it's a Vortac. Shortly we'll be, I think it's once we get past this ridge line, this first ridge line, that we'll enter into officially, or just after it, into Nevada. We're about 4/5 of the way past the restricted airspace down to our south. We even have the Savage Cub, which is happy in his own right. Warhamster with the resub for 5 months. Many thanks, my dude. Hope you had a wonderful day of drinking today. And many, many thanks for the... Uh-oh, Catbat 9's wiggling. It's working a ton better than previously, and the MSFS live weather issue is back along with the CTDs into Leeds, so I've uninstalled Leeds from Orbix and still had a CTD, so now I'm at a complete loss. Double check your rolling cache, ailerons, because I had issues with an airport, uninstalled it, was still getting the issues, deleted my cache, then the airport worked, kept the cache off, loaded the airport again, and it actually worked. So you can either restart it or do what I did and just turned it off. I feel like I missed something. If there's leftover out-of-date data to catch, yes. It's kind of silly to some degree, but yeah, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Reset it not long back. We'll do it again, and my rolling cache has always been off since flights and launch. Interesting. I know that there are some bugs that are just geographical, some reason no-fly zones that just cause problems. That's weird. But I've heard other people go through leads just fine. This is how crazy this is. Maybe I shouldn't know these things. Yeah. Tell me about it. I've ridden... Oh, nice. Yeah, my dad got a double master's from Embry-Riddle via distance learning. In the early 2000s? Late 90s? We are now officially crossing over from Utah into Nevada. So welcome to Nevada, folks. I'm looking at master's programs now, so I don't want to. Yeah, my dad did it. I think he got a double master's in... because airport operations and safety, and I always forget what the other one was. No, it's slightly sun damaged. My bald head, apart from a pleasant day I had. Awesome. So the question now becomes, Hammy, are you two-tone Hammy? Or is it still just red tone Hammy? Burnt bacon. Well crisped Hammy. He would rent a bird, split the cost, and fly over Arizona and back at night. Nice. French flying schools, love airports. The alt ports. Airports at high altitude. Nice. Red light Hammy. Trying to think. I'll have to double check the elevations, but either Denver or Montrose, Colorado are the highest airports I've ever landed or been to. Unfortunately, both visiting Montrose and Denver were in commercial planes, not GA, but whatever. Nah, it's just a bit hot. I have applied Palmer's cocoa butter. Ooh, and does it smell nice? Look at this. My only wish is that I was in my livery and in a Steve Gage. It smells like eat. Smell check. Nice. You have a foot sticking out of your plane on your screen. Well, it seems tucked in just fine on mine. Oh, looks like Seattle Center's online. We're in range. You give her a listen. 135 45. And the name's Agla Bagla with the follow. Kosaki MD-80 into Kaden was a bump landing. Ooh. PPL, the private pilot's license. DeWalt 26, hello. Hope you're well, DeWalt 26. I guess I'll see turning because I know what that means. Sure, let's go with that. Medev Jacob, my pledge to the BA 146 is out of Denver for about 10 years and retired there. Nice. Let's see. There's the LWL. Ooh, that's not great. No weather information from that airport. Well, how dare they? Well, I might have to see for 119,275. There we go. See exactly. I'm still figuring out the PPL out regarding its limitations in Europe. Yeah, I'm at a complete loss to estimate. You know, I'm an American. It works a little differently. I know over there a basic PPL license won't get you night rated like it does over here. They make it an extra rating over there. Said it was rough, especially over there. I bet. There's some crazy superstitions about Denver's airport, for sure. Time for some cheese and toast with a splash of Worcestershire sauce. Is it Worcestershire or Worcestershire? Worcestershire sauce. Everybody says it differently. And somehow nobody's wrong. Worcester. Worcestershire. See, it's already getting... I've opened up Pandora's box. Everybody's saying it a little bit differently. Worcester? Worcestershire. Oh, I've opened the can. Worcestershire. Some are saying cheer. Some are saying sure. Everybody says it a little bit differently. Nobody's wrong. Kaplot. Success. Somebody knows Klingon. One language, if there's one language that I would learn just for fun, it would be Klingon. The cheese who must not be named. Gouda? Yeah, but who's locals? My locals is well, basically my dad, and he says at Worcestershire. Or Worcestershire. Okay, so we're definitely picking up Elko's ATIS. So we want to look up their chart. Winds are 347 at 5. So we're probably going to want runway 30. It's going to give us the least amount of crosswind. That's 3,015 feet of runway. That should be fine. Field elevation at Elko, Nevada is 5,080 feet. We switch back to center. See, the second way you said it right, Worcestershire. Don't worry about it, Esteve. It's all good. Steve Solo UK. Well, hello. Worcestershire, like Hampshire. In Wales, most people get where I live completely wrong. That was just 7 seconds. It was a phrase CTD. Well, that's good. I've been known to say Worcestershire both ways. You know, Worcestershire or Worcestershire. I depends on the mood I'm in. It's just a fun word to say sometimes. I don't think I've ever used it on a recipe, but I don't even have any. Fair enough. The Shire is for the hobbits and things. Area is rather beautiful. Yorkshire. Pardon me. Would you look at that? The yoke's glowing. There's a glow around the yoke. Oh, it went. Hey, it went off at a zoom. There it is. You start seeing it now. It's a glowing yoke. That's a seat. Hello. Hey, look. It's the happiest little airplane. It's the Bob Ross plane. He's so happy to be flying. Look at him go. Jacob says we just pass the dang sauce. It's the holy yoke. There's only one brand of Worcestershire sauce. I mean, and here we see the happiest little cub in his natural environment, just having the fun. I think Heinz makes Worcestershire sauce. Let's see, what does Wikipedia say? Worcestershire is a fermented liquid condiment created in the city of Worcester and Worcestershire, English. Man, I'm just going to butcher that. But it's a service I provide. England during the first half of the 19th century. The creators were the chemist John Wheely Lee, or Lay, and William Henry Perrins, who went on to form the company Lee and Perrins. Oh, alright. Worcestershire, I've heard of them. Worcestershire sauce has been considered a generic term since 1876, when the English High Court of Justice ruled that Lee and Perrins did not own the trademark to Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce is frequently used to enhance food and drink recipes, including Welsh rarebit, Caesar salad, oysters Kirkpatrick, and deviled eggs, as both a form of flavor and sauce of umami, the savory fifth flavor, is now also added to dishes that historically did not contain it, such as chili con carne and beef stew. It is also used directly as a condiment on steaks, hamburgers, and other finished dishes to add flavor to flavor cocktails such as the Bloody Mary and Caesar. So how about that? William Perrins. Yes. And that was the first CTD. So flight events will have where we were. Let's see, we're just outside of LWL. I don't think Flight Sim liked me talking about the sauce. I think it felt as though it was being ignored. Melvin Leroy is raiding with the party. Well, hello, welcome, raiders. You got here just in time for my first CTD of the evening. But it's all good. Do a bit of a restart on that, and we'll get the sim reloaded. Hope you're doing well, so let's do this. How'd your flight go, Melvin Leroy? I hope it went well. Hope you had some good scenery. Ski Jeffrey is now following. Many thanks, dude. Great timing, just arrived, so I'll catch up with you. Roger. While that's doing that, I'm going to look at the event viewer just to see what happened. And it was our good friend, the runtime. Nice. Can't say as I've flown in Uruguay yet. Hope the flight went well and that the scenery was beautiful. I can't even blame it on, frankly, anything add-on wise. It was just kind of random. Which, you know, kind of fits the bill. So thankfully, I know just about where we were. Which means I may just start from there to kind of skip ahead a little bit, I suppose. And when I do my venison dish, I always add a teaspoon of it along with English. It sounds tasty. And it's been a while. I think it's been about close to 5 years since I've had any venison. It's always tasty. Right. Yeah, luckily the flight events tracker, I have it on the VFR chart and it's frozen me right where I was. So, thankfully, I'll remember where it is. It's just outside of range of the just outside of the airspace of LWL. So it makes my life a little bit easier, at least until the sim loads. Although for the sake of it, I'm probably not going to try to restart VPilot because what's the point? SJ Fly 2. Yes, it was the first one of the day. We had a little bit to go before we hit the stop for the evening. I don't hunt. If I hunted more, it would be a different story. But I've never gone hunting yet. My dad kind of gave up all that stuff to raise kids. And my mom wasn't all that into it. And my mom had custody of us. Well, me and my sister. Yeah, it is. It's frustrating, but it's just... The stream went well. It's gone well so far. We had one hiccup. I'm not going to get mad over it. It's not like it happened on final. After 8 hours of flying. That's when I want to throw everything out the window. Alright, so we're going to... zoom in. That's the destination. That's the arrival. Here, we're going to start ourselves about here. We want to go VOR to VOR. Go live weather. That's probably close to... We've been an hour and a half. Yeah, we'll give it that. There. And we're gonna want runway. Easy, bro. Why? Come on down here, such a... Sounds like a plan, Kozaki. As long as we can get ailerons over here, too. I'm not gonna leave him out. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is flight director on. Okay. The altitude set to 8,500. Vertical speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, call it 3. Radio goes to 122.8. And we're going to squawk. How about you go stuff it, ATC? I got rifles for folks. We can turn to... Kozaki, can I bring my own rifle? I've got a couple. See, I have one hanging in the chiller, Colonel, but I'll be more than happy to hunt over there. Just need to get a tag sorted. 100%. Yeah, I do anything and everything to get away from the AI ATC. They're just silly. And I suppose I should change scenes. So we're going to go to flight plan. And that was the BQU. Okay, you need to go away. Block, thanks. So, do. And we go to Bravo. Quebec. Pardon me. Uniform. There. Mauser zeroed at 250. I've got a 1912 Mauser, among a couple others. No, you're fine, Allison. Don't worry about it. Luckily, today's flight's a shorter flight. Words are hard. Shorter flight stream thing anyway, just with the way things were broken up for the whole flight plan as a whole. So no worries there. Plan. There we go. Of course, it didn't adjust for that, but that's okay. Came across a little airport and landed to wait for you. Well, that's mighty kind of you. Back in the air on the way. I can see you all down there. Let's see. Aileron says, when we come over for Oshkosh, I'm meeting up with a Marine vet I haven't seen since '09 in Afghanistan. He lives there now, so we'll be flying and going to Cheese, and then I'm going to meet up with him and maybe go hunting. Nice. So we've got it set up. So there's Captain Kerno. Hello, hello. We see Wayland. We have that's Jerry, G Slayer, Bronco, Token Brown, Draco, Chilled Corky, DeWalt 26, Alley Cats, and there's Papa Joe B's in there. Count Zep, Chilled Corky. Maybe a couple others that I can't discern. There's Dennis, there's Frozen, Catback, Druid. And there are the Fireflies. Huzzah. So much questions you have in the USA, very restricted here in Europe. I do not have ones only about it. Take what you can get, my friend. Pretty much. for now anyway. I have ailerons. I do have a section on my Discord that's kind of a secret section for those of us that are responsible firearm enthusiasts to talk about them and a nice secluded place to discuss them without raising any alarms. I'm going up ahead so I can get down and go pick up dinner for the family. Roger that, Draco. What you having for dinner? Yeah. That's a discussion that I won't get too deep into, but I feel the pain. Yes, I have a thought on that, and I shall keep them respectful in order to comply with Twitch's TOS. 1951 SKS, nice. Gonna have to get. Let me tell you, I find I've used a full auto blank adapted MP40, and that's a nice piece of kit. Let me tell you. I still will not get over my enjoyment of a nice M1 Garand. It's a nice rifle. The 1903 Springfield will really kick you in the shoulder. Oddly enough, the American Enfield, what is it? I can never remember it's called the American Enfield, but it's like the M1917. Doesn't kick as hard as the M1903. Marushan? Nice. Let's see. Hey, getting in late. Stream looks great. Well, how do you do, Splash6? Hope you're doing well. We're almost to Elko. You missed our, so far, only CTD. Oh, dude. The M249's a beast. It's fun. Nothing like a 240 Bravo, but for sure. Nice, Goblin. Well, at least that's something. Tenji Mango loves his Garand. Oh, aren't they great? The M1 carbine is a tack driver. There's a place in Germany where you can go shoot pretty much any firearm. I was getting down rounds from the latest SCAR there in Fall Order. Nice. There's a place like that in Vegas and Texas and probably a number of other places in the southern parts of the U.S. Soft shooting and extremely accurate. Yeah, because it's bigger than it's almost, the 30 carbine round is almost a Magnum round. It's somewhere between a rifle round and a pistol round. It's weird, but it's a great. Might help if I turn on nav mode. I was wondering why I was just kind of flying along. Buddy of mine has a SCAR Heavy, so the SCAR H and 7.62. Man, that's nice. That is a nice, very, very nice thing. It doesn't have any more recoil than your standard M16 or other similar AR platform. I'd love to be able to put some rounds through a Ma-Deuce. There's nothing more classic than the Ma-Deuce. Anyone else's member list on the map show everyone disconnected? What member list? Oh Lord, something happened. There we go. Very true. Not to mention carrying a bunch of ammo on it will tire you out more than carrying 5.56. Oh yeah, 100% ailerons, 100%. The mountain is really cool, Viper. However, I have CO2 electric and spring guns. They're fun, but without orange, without the orange stuff you have in the USA. Yeah. 22 is great. 22 is a giggle. Hey, it's Murphy and he's in a Mooney. How about that? My brother has our Garand, but my Swede M94 shoots sweet. Nice. So yeah, for if you're a gun enthusiast, a responsible gun enthusiast, or just like to look at them, send me a message and I'll add you to the special channel on my Discord, and we may discuss them and enjoy them. Because being a responsible firearms owner is a wonderful thing, and it's worth sharing. His Mooney is still talking. Well, I don't know how well it's flying for him, but he's here and he's in it, so who knows? I think he at least managed to get the tires inflated. I think the divorce paperwork has been put on hold between Murph and the Mooney. They're kind of in renegotiating. Nope, there's another freeze. Well, there's number 2. Murph says we talked a little. Very interesting. Katie UK says I blame Two-Tone Murphy. Draco, he bought her flowers. I don't know if that would be enough, Draco. Desktop Windows Manager. Sometimes it gets interesting to look at the different little logs that show up around the application area to see what the computer was trying to do in the background. I don't know how to read any of this or what all these codes mean, because they put codes instead of just saying this is what happened. Interesting. Murph gained custody of the Mooney from his wife and that paper. At a lobster dinner. They weren't, though. I'm not sure. I think Windows was pressing buttons, if I'm honest. He has the POH now, no excuses. Watch out for dirty spark plugs, though. There might be rust in the tank. Yeah, I mean, old fuel does not burn as well as fresh fuel. When it says it's fine, it's not fine. Yeah, we press on. I might tweak a couple of settings here and there. See if that might fix things a little bit. I'm actually running minimal extra things in the background. When I say minimal, I mean minimal. I think the only thing I'm running is the flight events app. I'm not running a Volanta. Got the Navigraph Simlink. That's about it. And stuff look great too. Yeah, it's been fine. Right on, Kozaki. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, we're getting real close. Set rival. Add that. Well, fine. Okay. 3-0. That time. Doing this. Do this. Do this. Right, that. Let's see what happens. Pardon me. She's a complicated plane when you go through it. For the first time when the X-Plane 11.1 released, I broke it so many times I stopped flying it until I read the whole manual. Live weather at Rex is not good. Oh dear. Cutting across to pick up ILS 24 for landing. Roger. Okay, so Roncom 1, 122, and an 8. 0, 0, 2, and 1. Nav mode. Watch flight plan. Because Microsoft's default flight planner is not good. So we have to do some things manually. Sure. There we go. And that inset we want off. Transponder's fine. That's fine. Awesome. Allison loves the Mooney. Yeah, I like the Mooney. I really do. It sounds, but I just never end up flying it. I like the Mooney for cruising. Probably don't do her justice though. Yeah. And I should probably switch screens again before I forget. And I will say, this is actually because I tried to do it last night, got a sim crash, and I just, at the point in time at night, it was just tired. So I've reduced a couple of settings, and maybe that'll help. see what you did there, SJ. Still don't have the METAR in the GNS 530 working. Put my technical note works in 7. Ailerons, try. It's a bit of a long shot, but edit the. Get Notepad++. Open the file that you need to for the weather token on the 530, and it'll kind of. The wording will change color a little bit. You got to make double sure that there's no spaces at the end or in the beginning of it, because I think there's either quotes or apostrophes on either end of it, and you got to make sure that there's no spaces in between there and the two, the code and the things. Because when I first did it, that's what happened. Is there's like a space. Some sort of spacer in between. I deleted that and then it worked. SJ Fly 2, I didn't have that problem. I put the same token in and it was fine. But yeah, like I said, if you're on my Discord and you like looking at or talking about firearms responsibly, shoot me a PM on Discord and I'll get you added to the group. To actually double check my oh, it didn't put me at the right altitude. Let's see, we want to do that, and then we want to do that, and then do that. That 1, 2, 3. Then clearly you can use it to, yeah. You have a good one, Shuffle Shoes. Thanks for tagging along as long as you could. Have a great evening. Yeah, I never, SJ, I never saw anything that said that I had to have different tokens for different things. If they did, I never saw it. But apparently it works. So, yay! And we didn't bother with, we even didn't bother again with VATSIM. Okay, so we're back at there. Pardon me. Goodness. So we seem to have airfield is in sight. Probably gonna go around because we're following the VOR. You have a good night, Chill Corky. Glad to have you along. You take care. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. Just thought the API might see 2 token X token that's already being used in one location. Fair enough. That's fair. Really is a beautiful part of the world. Wayland is off. You have a good one. Rest well, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, Draco. No worries, Scorpio. They're dropping like fireflies. Oh no. Who's on? Who else is online? Ooh, Gripperson's on. So we're making good speed. We got about 7 minutes. Haviland didn't have any big stutters, just stutterettes. Well, I can definitely take that. So I've got a raid lined up for when our stream is done. So we'll have about 3,000 feet to lose. We do 500 feet a minute. That's 6 minutes for 3,000 feet. So we do say speed 600 minutes. We have the airfield in sight. That's the big runway. We want the smaller runway. Back a bit. There's Scorpio. Full barn doors. So I think that is runway 30, which we're going to land on. Let's see, we can see Count Zep, Papa Joe B, Frozen, Ailerons, Danis, Murph overflying. Got cap at 9 inbound. Actually, we're going to go ahead and go back to manual. Start reducing per. Now, I really kind of wish that Working Title would develop the G1000 a bit more to have some of that Navigraph integration. There's the runway there. Because that would be super handy in the G1000. think it'd be really handy in the G3000 too. No worries, Goblin. Yeah, just blame me. It's my fault. Ailerons with a touch and go. He was cleared for the option. Thanks, Allison. Glad you enjoyed it. Alright, now time to get serious about landing. Runway in sight. We're going to start reducing power significantly. Snow? I don't know of this snow you speak of. There does not seem to be snowage on live weather. Dynasty is taxiing the parking. Well, I'm going to blame my sim and the crashes for kind of messing up the weather. That sounds good. I'm only on Join FS, can't see anybody except... Oh, my apologies, Kozaki. I should probably have been on that. But I wanted to give the Microsoft servers a chance. Wow, I'm really high up there. Let's toss in all of the flaps. Idle throttle. You take care, Papa Joe. Okay, throttle is at idle. Make sure that didn't click. Thanks, Linda. Ooh, it looks freshly paved, too. They knew we were coming. There we go. And we're down. 24 foot a minute. That's not too bad. I'll take it. It's back to decent taxi speed. We're under 40 knots, so up go with flaps. Strobes. Oh, strobes are off. Taxi lights out. I never put those on. Whoops. That wasn't too bad for kind of nose diving it. Get ourselves taxied into a nice parking spot. Guess there's a bit more of a crosswind than I was expecting. Alright, we'll take this right here. Apex the corner. We'll park next to this sunken P40. And parking brake on. Mixture comes off. Avionics, lights, mags. Hit the continue button. Beacon. Master. Hit that. Hit that. Hit that. And hide me. I don't know if anybody's on. Okay, we got Capat in. That's for Huda started Rexkin for. Oh dear. Well, I guess for the giggles, I can try the... Yeah, the Unreal meter's not looking too bad. There's Catbat 9 in. And ailerons is down. Wonder if we can kind of catch both. I can't catch both runways at once. No. Oh, look at that rainbow. I'd say so. There's Scorpio in. A little bit of a bounce, but very nice, Scorpio. We got Druid in next. In the Piper Arrow. Nicely done. And then we watch Mooney and his Murphy. Or Murphy and his Mooney. It kind of both works. I hope he remembered his gear. There it is. Thanks, Dennis. I try. The Xbox One controller makes it a lot easier. So we see our friends over here. Got ailerons in a 172. We got Frozen in the X-Cub. We've got Count Zepp. Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, Catbat. So let me get the droneage, camera-age, position-age. Not the best landing, 377. It could be worse. Well, glad you all enjoyed it. Like I said, today's stream was destined to be a bit shorter than normal, but we'll make up for it next Sunday. Next Sunday's leg's gonna be pretty lengthy, but we'll make our way from here in Elko, Nevada, into the final part of the first half of the series. So we'll go from here to just north into Yuba City, California. We'll be flying across the rest of the state of Nevada. We'll make a stop in Reno. Some neat scenery came out for that I'm willing to give a try over the next week. And should it be good and stable, I will post it on the Discord. But until next week, and we are going to raid somebody, so stay tuned. But until next, I guess we have a couple of streams, so not until next week. Until next time, it's been really glad to have you along. Be good to each other. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you next time. Stand by for the raid.